let's get into what worked here. So for me, the locale, I think it was like Mia
Altamonte.
Altamonte. I was completely off. But shooting it there on location fucking worked. It's beautiful. This fucking place is just it's a crazy place to set the movie, especially because it's mafia driven.
Is it on the Amalfi Coast there?
No.
That's I think that's where I was sort of like getting confused, but where?
So this place is like a fishing community based on the edge around Naples, but it's fucking gorgeous here.
Yeah, it really, really is.
It's near there. So it's near like Lake Como and all that sort of stuff. Como.
I think so.
Como.
I don't know.
Cuomo. That's the
Is
fucking
that Rivers Cuomo?
That's that Governor Cuomo. Bit of a groper there. That bit of a groper.
They all fucking are. Those
Yeah.
dirtbags. See you in those kids' ears, you fucking dog shit. Anyways, but yeah, the locale works. It's authentically Italian, which I really, really liked as well. You can see from the cast list, most of these O's is Italian.
I like it.
And I thought it was fire that they cast the O for Enzo, the same O that played Enzo Ferrari in Ford vs. Ferrari.
The old man?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But he's in like a good role. He's not a mafia. Yeah. So yeah, those things work because the setting, I think, is really important to the story because it's almost like a fish out of water story.
Yeah.
Where he's got to sort of recuperate. At the start of the movie, he gets shot, and it's the only time he gets injured in the movie. But it's not a grown man that shoots him; it's a kid.
Yeah,
he
right.
didn't expect it, and a kid shoots him, and
shot me in my ass. Fucking cigarette.
And at that point, like he's almost got like this, the intention to shoot himself. He actually tries to shoot himself, and then it just jumps, and you just see him in like a car, and he's like on a ferry and stuff. He's just bleeding out, and he just bleeds out on the side of the road. But if the place wasn't authentic and didn't feel like you'd want to live there, it's not like you'd want to come back to life. So they needed to make that really, really strong. And the people that populate the community made it feel like a community. It didn't feel like some bullshit sort of like, it's a me. Ah, yes, a Roberto. Come inside of my fish shop. Like, it felt real. I was like that. The story itself, I think the story is stronger than how they structured it. And it's actually a mad story, right? Like it's almost hard to kill in that way. Where he's injured and he's got to come back to life, and then he finds out he's living for something and he feels like he belongs, and then that's what sort of drives him to protect this town. So like that to me just worked. You know what I mean? Like I was happy with the first 2 acts of this movie. I was like give me more. You know what I mean? And then of course Denzel. And I didn't know, but Denzel's OCD in the series.
Yeah. The watch, everything, the way that you see from the first one, the way that he puts his the napkin and the fork and the spoon and
yeah, I didn't pick up on all that.
Right.
I completely missed that. Even in the second one, when he's washing the apples and he's like looking at them and shit like that. And to me, I just didn't get that because they didn't outright just say you're OCD, Robert. You know what I mean?
You got a condition.
But he plays it now. I don't know if it's authentic or whatnot, right? But he adds a lot. There's a lot of pathos here where he kind of just he owns every scene he's in. It's fucking Denzel. Of course, he's gonna fucking do that.
It's Denzel.
Yeah, for me, those are the things that sort of worked.
Nice. For me, it was the way the script was written in regards to the conversations that Denzel, as well as other characters, have with each other. I thought it was just done really fucking well with this movie. Like you said about interacting with these locals as well, it didn't feel very one note. It felt like everyone had like a special side about them. And the way they introduce a lot of these characters too, and how it was very much like they don't trust you because they don't know you. And then after a bit of time, and because they jump that sort of period of him healing and getting back on his feet, and then you see that he's finally become part of Altamonte and things like that. I thought it was really cool. Just like from the start where he asked for a tea from that guy, and he's still sort of learning Italian at the same time as well. Like he doesn't know how to say tea bag, but he's saying te. And the guy's like, you want a tea bag, things like that. Pause.
Mr. Mccall.
And then the lady comes out with a coffee and was like, tears for English women and business bureaucrats or something like that.
Yeah.
And just completely brushes off his order. And then introduces
the cappuccino.
What I liked is that he still drank it as well. He was like, all right.
When in Rome.
I was going to say.
It's Altamonte, you motherfucker.
Nobody called that Roberto Negro.
He called himself Roberto.
Yeah, right.
It was classic Denzel charm in this movie as well. Even the way that guy said grazie was smooth as ice.
It's Denzel, man. For me, Denzel is the greatest living actor that we have right now.
I just don't know if he took it too much into the Down syndrome sort of like vein. Well, I'm only saying that, right? Because in the first one, he was charming as a motherfucker. When he's like, I was a pip. And he starts doing the dance and stuff like that. He knows socially how to interact with people. Whereas in this third one, he just seemed a bit too simple sometimes. And I'm not shitting on anyone.
It was the blood loss. But, it was the blood loss.
But I don't know. It's like he lost some of that that charm along the way there.
Well, you can't be charming if English is your first language and everyone's talking Italian. You look like a fucking idiot.
It could be, that's what I was thinking, language barrier.
Language barrier.
I don't know if it was language barrier. Everyone spoke perfect fucking English.
I can't believe this film then. Because they hate the English over there.
But the other thing that was really, really cool is it was very Italian forward. A lot of subtitles in this movie.
That's where it's supposed to be.
Which I like because it's not Italian speaking English. You know what I mean?
Let's close our doors and speak English inside of our houses.
Yeah.
Are we really going to do this now?
Yeah.
Hope you don't mind if I speak Kings.
Exactly.
Another thing for me was the introduction of the antagonists in this movie was really cool. So showing up their desires to set up like casinos and really just fucking change the real estate of Altamonte to be something that makes a lot of money for them, and just exactly how they're going to do that. So they're going to fucking extort people out their homes, kill them if they need to, as well as just like running like just fucking burning shops down and everything.
Yeah.
The introduction of that is
100%.
cool, but we'll go into it later about that too.
Yeah.
That was all that I liked about this movie.
Nice. All right. We'll get into what didn't work. Fucking hell, my English today. Mi dispiace.
Buongiorno.
So what didn't work for me, the third act, like I talked about, felt really compressed. So the second act kind of gets to this head where the mafia's just had enough of Robert Mccall, so they kind of step out in the middle of this town square, and they're like, "Who the fuck killed my brother? I'm gonna destroy everyone. I'm gonna kill everyone and whatnot." Anyways, McCall comes out. He's just holding two guns for some reason. You don't see where he got them or whatnot. He's just got them. Yeah. And then he walks out and he sort of surrenders. And then everyone in the town sticks up for him, right? And then there's like the threatened, like they get threatened because they're getting recorded by like their phones or whatnot. And then the villain's just like, I'll see you later. And then Robert McCall's like, I'll see you soon and whatnot. And then he just gets up one day and he just kills everyone in this mansion, and then that's the end of the movie.
That was a great sleep. You just could kill everyone in this mansion real quick and take care of the town's problems. And if you need me, you know where I am.
But it's almost like they expanded the second act, like getting him sort of acquainted with everyone in this village, and then he just caps off that third act. It's done now.
Yeah.
So all the tension just got sucked out of the room. All the tension of that conflict is just gone because McCall is just so OP.
I like that aspect in the first one because he didn't start off, I'm going to go straight at Yorgi. It was like, no, I'm going to disrupt your business first, and I want you to come after me now. And then I'm going to, meticulously take down all of your guys.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That worked, yeah, because he fucked up the money, he fucked up all the avenues of income and whatnot. Yeah.
So it feels like they had this really like fleshed out like modern film in the first two acts, and then this third act felt like the end of Surviving the Game with Ice-T, how it just ends with Rutger Hauer killing himself with the rapper in the gun, and then the credits just roll.
And I'm not expecting high art. You know what I mean? I know what these movies are. They're Death Wish with a little bit of Rambo seasoning. And this one in particular is almost like the second Dirty Harry with the motorbike gang that's killing people.
Fire.
That's kind of like another element added. So I wasn't expecting the world, but when it comes to fucking action, you fucking deliver, you know what I mean? In an action movie, I felt like Goldblum. So you say there's action in this movie.
You know what's crazy about that Dirty Harry 2, though, is that they like try and frame Harry for all the killings. That's what I like about that. They try frame Harry at first because they're using the same 44 mags as him, and it's police issue as well. I don't know why they kept using police issue bullets, but anyway, yeah, it was really good. Yeah, that bike crew were cops. They were using police bikes. That's why they could pull the victims over and get into places, and they were always the first on the scene.
But that would have been an interesting element in this movie as well if the community sort of looked at Robert like, why are you making a hut in here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're fucking up the balance. We stay safe, even though it's an uneasy alliance, but like at least we live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the lesser evil we choose.
Yeah, that's right. Which brings me into
fucking up the bag. Because if they would set up they would do it properly and everything and set up a casino there, mate, walk out of there millionaires and not Leray.
I thought the main villain was really shitty and uninteresting as well.
Yeah.
They just he just was. And they sort of they pump him up to be really in control and sort of handles the business and whatnot, but it's just thugs and stuff, and he's always overpowered by McCall. Like he can't intimidate anyone. Everyone in his operation just gets taken out. It's like the worst arm of the Kimura ever.
Mm.
Yeah, this is just like it's not interesting because our hero is supposed to be he's supposed to overcome this shit, right?
Mm,
It's not because the villain is so strong.
yeah.
That's just part of the hero's journey.
Yep.
And you never see McCall fall. Like you don't. The stakes are just completely sucked out.
Yeah. You see, like, there's two ways this movie could have gone to be more effective with stakes. Like at the beginning when he does get shot, instead of him like getting this time to heal, what if it was like a Mad Max Fury Road-esque type of thing where they were coming after him for taking out that vineyard and he was still injured during that time and has to make do?
That's what I thought was going to happen, but they never made the connection.
Just
Yeah.
too Man on Fire.
Ah, true, yeah.
Too much like Man on Fire at the end.
But they even do that in the first Equalizer.
Yeah, they do.
Like he knows.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. McCall only gets fucked up at the start. After that, he's just like, I'm recuperated. I'm ready to kick ass.
Yeah.
It's only been 2 days. I'm good.
My thing that I thought was just weird in the movie is that they fucked with the actual Equalizer formula.
Mm.
So usually, right, in the Equalizer, I'm looking at different elements, I'm setting my watch, I'm actually having fights, and you see Denzel doing this shit, right? In the making of featurettes for the first Equalizer, Antoine Fuqua actually says, you know how quick Denzel actually is because he's got a boxing background?
Yeah.
And he said, okay, well, you need to tailor the fights to the speed of Denzel, but also his technique in boxing. And that's why the fights look so good because it's all hand speed type shit. There's no big kicks that McCall does.
I think about like him taking the gun off that guy in the warehouse. It's so quick, man.
Yeah. But also that fight that he has with the Russians in his first fight where you go into the eye, pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sort of shows you the Equalizer vision. And then when he executes, it was different because it's not an emotional fight. It's him like systemically breaking these O's down based on the opportunities that he sees.
Yeah.
Which,
Always loved when he blocks that guy and then he hits him with the I think it's the corkscrew, and he hits him like that under the arm and then into the neck.
That's the knife.
The knife,
yeah.
The last O is the corkscrew, but even that is like just blocking him because he's blocking and punching at the same time, so he gets a stab in.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't have any of that in this. At the start, they show you the aftermath of him, of his rampage through this house. And then later on, when they do show you, it's first person. So I was like, a lot of the identity of the Equalizer is gone already, just from the fights. And there's very little action in this movie. It's that there's like the start bit, there's a little fight in the middle, and then the end Rambo stealth kill sort of montage. But that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt kind of I don't know, because the way they like looked into his eye in this one, that shows old mate from 2 before she dies, and her talking to him. And I was like, well, this could be a good sort of a place to put it, where it's like maybe he's starting to feel the effects of like all the shit he's done, but they never really delve into it. They kind of just leave it there.
I thought that's what he was doing in 2.
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't understand it at all. But yeah, a lot of that flavor's not there anymore. It's not the pistachio that I like.
For me, it's an intentional choice because you've got Fuqua, you've got Richard Wenk writing, and you've got Denzel starring. So it's intentional, and I think it's because Denzel is so old.
Yeah.
Mm.
Guy's getting real long in the tooth. For me, with Amina's character, there is a bit of a flame there going on when they're talking,
Yeah.
a bit flirty, and it just felt very shoehorned in as well. Like maybe Robert's got to find love on this island immediately and shit like that.
Love Island.
I know.
Down with love.
Fuck it hell. Down for love. So tough. But yeah, like I felt like it was just shoehorned in because they do nothing with it as well. They're kind of just like, ooh, there's potential. But now we're just going to show Robert Mccall fucking people up for the next, 7 seconds.
16 seconds.
And as well as that, I felt like the filter that was used for this movie overall was just way too bright for my eyes. There was a lot of blinding fucking whites in this movie where I felt like I needed to wear sunglasses when I was watching this. And because it was turned all the way cold, past cold where it was just blue at some points. It was just fucking jarring for me too.
Yeah, it does have that Janusz Kaminski sort of look sometimes. I don't know if it's supposed to be sort of hyper surreal or showcase what's his face McCall as a sort of religious figure. Because the light is shining down on him. You know what I mean?
Mm.
He always just bulldozes through these O's like he's on God mode. So there's the God rays just highlighting him, spotlighting him.
It's only true God mode if there's paintball marks on the walls, because I fuck around and turn on paintball mode.
Yeah, I think that pretty much captures what didn't work in the film.
Yeah.
Just some pivotal moments. They had the perfect setup with the hard to kill starting.
Mm.
They almost have that score as well. It's not the it almost goes into that acid rock. But it feels like almost like Miguel O'Hara's theme from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And like that sort of score, which is also really different from the score that they used in the first two.
It's almost sand score. Those movies. It's almost like just heartbeat. Doof 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 doof.
There is score, but they use a lot more. They do a lot more needle drops in the movies. Yeah. Then also we talked about the Rambo takeout at the Mafia Mansion, which was it was pretty cool. It was mad, but it's basically just his hands, and then you just see him take these O's out.
Yeah.
You'd never see him move or do any grappling or anything like that. So it was it was a pivotal moment where they could have taken it up and turned another level and have it almost like a boss sort of go up the levels fight, which would have been really cool.
Legit, they have a moment in here, Big Dog, where you just see his shadow on the walls going through, and this guy shooting in a circle trying to find him.
Oh God, the
fucking
Batman.
golden. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last pivotal moment is who the fuck was Dakota Fanning in this movie anyways? Why were they hyping that shit up so much? The Man on Fire reunion and all that. But it turns out she is Melissa Leo and Bill Pullman's daughter from the first two movies.
Right.
Yeah. And because he contacts her directly and only her, and then she's sort of pulled into the field. And the reason why he contacts her is the little black book that he got that was Melissa Leo's, the effects from after she got murdered in the second one. He's got that number. they set it up though, because at the end, that's who like she was, right? But then they show a photo of Melissa Leo, Bill Pullman, and her, and legit, it's a Photoshop picture from 1 and 2 of Melissa Leo and Bill Pullman, and then they Photoshop Dakota Fanning on top of that,
That's
holding
fun.
a diploma. Oh man.
Fuck, it would have been funny if it was a different color hand holding the diploma.
Just his black hand.
But it's such an obvious Photoshop that it's just fucking hilarious.
Why can't they make that shit look real? I saw like a picture of what's his face did. What's his name? Donnell Rawlings did on Instagram, and all he did was take Charlemagne's head and put it on Kanye's wife. You know, on that boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looked
Fuck.
real. Like, I don't know.
Seeing this 1-0 say that Kanye being ass out in a blazer is wild.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
the first to do that. Like, it's not the first time. Like, MJ did that shit first. The exact same pose and everything.
Fuck it up.
Yeah. Shit. But yeah, was there anything else that you guys had?
Nah, nothing, big dog. That was about it.
I haven't not seen it.
I do recommend checking it out in the cinema, just to sort of like see the Swan Song. I wish it was stronger though. It's hard seeing it ended, because they're not coming back for another one unless it's a prequel. You know what I mean? But it's hard kind of seeing them end on such a sour note, because they don't even wrap up McCall's story. And I think that was the thing that would have been really important is, okay, he finally gets peace, and what does that life look like in the community? If they had just cut to like 5 months later and he's sort of, I don't know, he's doing something, but instead they end on him
The Italian
celebrating.
is really, really good, and he's conversing in the coffee shop and happy. And
what is his role in the community, right? Because at the end, the last shot, it ends on him like celebrating awkwardly in the soccer sort of parade, because they won the finals, right? So like the football team comes back through the town, and he's like, "What is that?" And then they got like, you know, the flares going off or whatnot. They're all CG spoke and superimposed because Denzel couldn't be around that shit. And then it just ends on him like holding people's hands and then dancing around. I was like, it didn't feel on brand for Robert Mccall.
it would have been nice to see him go back to Boston, and for it to end with him still in that same coffee shop, and then for what's her face to show up, that chick,
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah,
that would have been cool. Yeah,
I think she's gone now. She left. She took a bus out of town.
That midnight train to Georgia.
Yeah, but if she arrived back in Italy, not arrived back, but if she arrived in Italy, that would have been cool as well. Like a different sort of life for her, even though she is living a different life now. The movie is sort of like, have you seen the shit that's come out with this suing?
No.
Fuqua. So the O worked on Equalizer 1 and 2, and he helped with like story elements and stuff like that as a consultant. He then, Fuqua went to him and said, hey, like the first part of this movie and through the movie doesn't have authentic Kimura elements to it. Can you help me out? So the OK actually came through and gave him some stuff. And then he said, all right, so let's talk about pay. And then Fuqua just ghosts him. And there's always like trying to reach out, and Fuqua's like not responding or whatnot. So the oak goes to Rome to go like call Fuqua out and gets escorted off the set. And then Fuqua's like, I thought in Rome we could work together, but that was more for you than it was for me. You added nothing to this movie, not a thing. So you're not going to get paid. So the ode like took up legal counsel and like suing him. Like, why would you fuck your creatives like that? If the O story is true, you know what I mean? But why would you come out and then say, I added to this movie when you've got a history with this person as well? I don't know. That's the tea, McCall. That's the tea.
Tay.
The tea bag. But yeah, in terms of movies, not a bad one to check out at the movies. It did, like, the theatrical presentation was actually really good as well. It looked nice. The setting was nice. It sounded all right. It was loud and dynamic and whatnot, but you didn't really get the overheads except for like one big explosion. Yeah. A middle of the road and a recommendation from me.
Yeah, about the same for me.